want to like readjust the thing a little bit. Let me call him and ask. Hey, what do you call that? You know, you know the cameras like you can see the ACs, right? Alright, but it's my brother. So if you cross it, then you cross me.
Yeah, the Sultanos music. Cool. Yeah, yeah. You know, look at these fat ass mugs. Holy shit. Holy fuck. It's the size of the blunt wrapper to give y'all, like a ratio of how big that shit is. We gonna roll up this one, man, the whole thing. And this little backwood.
Oh yeah,
We gonna be chillin'. Oh, bro.
that shit, do it. Yeah, baby. Push.
We gotta tweet this shit out too.
Yeah,
Let me not forget to schedule one.
yeah, finish that bitch, man. You finish it? I asked if you wanted some, bro. I just wanted me to order you some, gang. So, dude.
We live rolling up on bro. Hey man, I fuck with you for that, Cheeto. Good
Let's
looks.
do it, smart fucking like.
Gang, tell me why I got off the phone, right, Cheeto? What? Killer. I think he might be the guest after you. No, the guest after you, gang, is Mamba, the player. And then it's Killer.
Big head?
Yo.
You're gonna get Mama Big Head on the shit?
Yeah, right after you, gang. Yep, Mamba Big Head, right after you. I think doing it. Re- recording his episode, gang. I think Tuesday. If I'm not
Hell
mistaken.
yeah.
And then yeah, it's Killer, gang. And then I'm trying to see what's up with Nelson. You know who that is, right?
Yep.
Yeah, him. Let's see what's up with him, bro. trying to get this little thing going, you know. What you got?
Melly Nelson, bro.
Oh, that's an old gamer tag, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
that's
BO2 fucking rookie of the year. Or was it AW? I don't remember.
that shit was. Those were the days, man. Those were peak times for sure. For fucking sure. This was the CWL wasn't even made then. I think it was just LAN tournaments like UNG,
Yeah,
GB.
just MLG and shit, yeah.
You ever went to an event back then?
I wish. My grandma wouldn't let me.
Damn, damn. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah. How old were you when that shit was popping?
First game I competed in was Ghost, and then AW I got really good, and I think I was 15.
Holy fuck, damn. So when did you start playing like games, like video games in general?
Fucking, I was like 6, playing like Crash Bandicoot on the GameCube, Sphinx, Resident Evil 4, and then I don't know, those games weren't that fun. So then I got into shooters. I played like Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the PlayStation 2, and
Did they
I think
have
I played.
they had Call of Duty on PlayStation 2? Nah, right?
I don't. Yeah, they had like COD 1.
And we talk about prehistoric Call of Duty. Holy fuck. That shit is crazy. Bro, we just set that in my head. The Stone Age just a flash by, you know?
Yeah,
Holy fuck. Did you play COD 1? Nah, right?
and I think my first COD was World at War.
Your first COD was World at War. Like the first one.
Yeah, the first one I ever bought, I think, was World at War.
Damn, bro. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you? What the fuck?
I'm 26, bro.
You're not even that old, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, I lived in the middle of nowhere, bro, so there wasn't much to do.
What was that? Where did you grow up?
Indiana, a little town called San Pierre.
Indiana. Holy shit. Now you're not too far
Graduating
from it.
class was like 60 people.
Holy fuck, the graduating class for high school?
Yeah.
Damn, bro. What the fuck?
Our football team didn't have enough players to play both sides, so we had to do it. I think we had 13 people. So I had to play offense and defense the whole game.
They got old real quick, huh?
I was a I was a halfback on offense and a defensive end on defense. They were whooping my ass.
Yo, you were playing the whole game?
Yeah, we didn't have anyone else. If we had injuries, we were fucked. We had to forfeit.
That's gotta be tough as fuck, bro. Bro, what the fuck? Oh, bro, you really knew everyone in your high school on game.
Yeah, bro. All the girls got passed around too, which was crazy.
No way. Yeah, I mean, there's only so many people, you know. That's bound to happen. I feel like.
You couldn't uh you couldn't date a girl that hadn't been ran through by at least 3 people you knew.
I just can't believe the graduating class is 60 fucking people. Holy shit.
And I didn't even get to walk at graduation.
Dude, 60 people. Damn, that's even worse. What happened? Why not? They didn't have a stage or.
I got expelled. So, there was like 2 weeks before graduation, right? So it's all like finals prep and fucking off senior year.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a girlfriend at the time, and she was a junior. She's like, "Fuck it, I'm failing anyway," which I wasn't. I had like a 3.9 GPA. Like I had college offers, everything. But she's like, "Oh, I'm failing anyway. I don't care about my finals." She was a really bad influence. She's like, "Let's just go fuck off to the beach. Let's go to the mall. Let's just skip school until finals. Come back. You can get your diploma, whatever." I was like, "All right." So literally for like I think 2 weeks straight, we just stayed at her house, fucked, smoked, hung out, drove around because I had a car.
Oh, you smoked
And,
back then too? What the fuck?
yeah, I used to smoke hella, but then I started getting panic attacks around like 21. But
Oh
so we fucked
shit.
off for like 2 weeks, and then I came back, and there's a truancy officer literally waiting for me in the fucking whatever. And they're like, take your finals in the office. Took my finals. They graded them, handed me my diploma, and said I was trespassed from the school.
Holy shit, Cheeto. What the fuck? Oh my god.
They said an expulsion would fuck up my scholarship, so they just trespassed me.
Oh, but you ended up going to college though, right?
Well, so I had full rides pretty much anywhere in Indiana, like Butler, IU, Purdue, whatever.
Man, those sound
And
like good ass colleges. What the fuck?
and I was like, I'm gonna take a gap here because I had a job. I was working at an auction place. I was only making like $15 an hour, but back then, that was bread.
Oh yeah. Hell
So
yeah.
I had bills and shit I had to pay. So I was like, fuck it. If I go to college right now, which is now nowhere near where I live, I have to quit my job and whatever. So I was like, I'm just gonna take a year, stack my money, and then afford an apartment somewhere near like where I was gonna live. And a gap year turned into like 7, and then I just never went back. I don't know.
I don't blame you, shit. I mean, as long as shit, life is treating you well. I mean, what the my face was broke.
Yeah,
My
I mean
face was my face not broke. There you go.
when I turned 18, it was World War II, right? And I was
Yeah.
fucking ass at that game. But from all right, let me back it up. So AW happens, right?
Yeah.
I almost qual for champs,
Uh
and then they enact the 18 plus rule. So
fucked everything up.
I was like, fuck. Me and my whole team were like 16,
Damn,
and
wow.
they,
Just Christ.
dude, we were so fucked. Plus, I had just begged my grandma for an Xbox One, bro. Like we were broke, so for 2 Christmases, 2 birthdays, all I got was an Xbox, right? And then they went to PlayStation the next year and had the 18 rule. So I was stuck on an Xbox One for the next 3 years because we couldn't afford the fucking upgrade. So I couldn't play on the new console. I couldn't get the new games. Nothing. I played AW for like 3.5 years straight, and then finally I turn 18, get the job. I buy a PS4. I'm just fucking around a World War II, and then BO4 comes out, and I was like, damn, I'm good. I'm good at this game. I was like,
BO4, no. I remember BO4, nigga. And you know what's crazy, bro? You may not remember it, but I do remember it. We were in an Ace Lobby gang, and like this is when I ain't gonna lie, this is when I first met you, bro. But like you probably don't remember. It was so many people, so much shit. It was your year that year, I would say.
yeah,
Um, that year was your year, gang. But I remember we were in this Ace Lobby. And I remember you pull out a pistol, bro. I remember you just dropped a 60 bomb, just talking shit. I'm like, merch. That shit
I
was
do remember
crazy,
that.
bro.
I didn't
I'm
know that
like,
was
what
you
the
though.
fuck? Yeah, I was on the other team. I'm like I'm constantly checking the scoreboard throughout the match game. I'm seeing 40, 50. What the fuck? 60. Damn, fuck me up. You feel me?
Dude,
That
I
year was a
was
year though,
I
for
was
sure.
nobody coming into that game because I quit for a long time. I didn't even have a. I had a Twitter in AW. I got like 1,700 followers, and I literally just went fucking ghost for like 4 years. And I didn't tweet nothing, didn't do nothing, just fucked off. BO4 comes around. I linked up with like Flames, Estriel, fucking um, Jansport Jake, a bunch of those guys. They invited me to eights because I shit on them in ranked. And then
Yeah.
yeah, I was just grinding with that squad, and those guys were fucking gross back then. We were all
Yeah, I
just
know for sure.
17, 18, fucking shitting on each other every day from like 10 a.m. to like 2 a.m. Fucking playing for hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I was paying my rent from eights, bro.
Get the fuck out of here for real.
Yeah, I mean, we're matching for like 20, 30 a match, like best of three.
Batch best of three, so it was like, damn, them series were short as fuck.
I'd say I
Holy
probably
shit.
go like 12 and 3 on a day, every day for like 6 months.
You talking about map count, top three?
No, no, series count.
12-3, holy fuck. A day, yeah, that shit definitely adds up. Bro, you got 30 days to work with. Hell yeah, you could pay your fucking bills up that shit.
That's why I never
Damn,
went
bro.
back to college because I was like, you know what, this is it. Like
It's
I found
lucrative
it, you
as
know.
fuck. Hell yeah. What the fuck? I would say the same shit too. What?
And then my girl at the time, she was a stripper,
Uh,
and she was living with me, and she was making hella bread, like way
mm,
more than
ma-
me.
matching that too. Yeah, I know how they get that. They come back with hella ones, a hella five.
She had her own apartment in the same complex. That's how we met. And she would just
Oh,
stay at my place the whole time, and we used her place just to like smoke and chill. And we Loki ran her spot on the ground, but my spot was nice.
he said that was a trap. No, no, no.
No, for real. Like she
Oh,
would invite all the homies over. She'd let me invite whoever over to there, and we would just smoke, drink, party. Like it was fun.
hell, man, that's wild as fuck. So like, okay, so 18 come around, you're competing. Do you remember your first event ever?
Yeah. So it was AG in Ohio, way back in BO4. It was. You're not gonna know any of these names. I met all these guys in league play. It was me, Slick, Austin, Steve Kills, and Honor Caution. That was our team.
Yeah, that was the next question too, gang. What the roster was? Right. So do you
Yeah,
remember
bro.
what you guys ended up placing?
So there was 32. We got top 8. Or no, top 12. I lost to Q-Pan for top 8. Q-Pan and
Oh
Waves.
shit. This is when you
Um,
guys were shorties though, right?
yeah.
Kids? Yeah, damn.
I didn't know any of them. Like we that event was everybody was there, but nobody knew anybody. Like Hypno was there, Jansport Jake was there, Waterhead, fucking all the big names that went like almost pro in MW fucking 2019.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Q-Pan, SG Trev, MV Privacy, like everyone that went to locals that whole year were there, and I didn't know anybody. Fucking Blake Dazzle was there, Kush was there, old heads, bro.
Damn, we talk about names that probably don't play no more, right?
Yeah, and then, dude, I was so this is fucking crazy. So I was supposed to be matched up with this team. It looked like a bunch of 12-year-olds. I was like, oh, we got this for sure. Like I didn't know anybody in the scene,
Yeah,
and so the first bracket that came out, we were matched up with like literal like five little 12-year-olds. And I
yeah,
was like,
yeah.
oh, this is easy. Bracket changes. We ended up playing the team that won it like round 2. The team that we were supposed to play ends up being my teammates later on in the year that I win my first event with, and they got
But
second at that event.
damn. And you said you got top what?
I got top 12, I think,
Damn. Out of how many teams?
32 or 28 or some shit.
And how did you come across like okay, did you start like talking to that specific team like after that event or was it like you just
No, they
kept
thought
on
I was
running into 'em?
shit.
For real?
So I was a grapple ICR.
Oh shit.
Cause
Damn, I haven't heard those terms in a minute.
nobody on my team wanted to run grapple, and nobody on my team wanted to run main AR. So I got stuck with grapple main AR.
But like
And
damn, yeah.
there was this team called Aspire Nation. I didn't know who they were, but they ended up getting top 6, and they were watching our game. I
Yeah.
dropped like 59 with a grapple ICR on Hacienda, won by 2 points. I'm screaming and yelling. Didn't even know
Yeah.
these guys. They hit me up after the game. They're like, "Hey, you know, our team kind of sucks, but we still got top 6. Like with you, we think we could do better." So I was like,
Way
"Oh
better.
well,
Hell yeah.
me and my homie Slick, we're a duo. Like we have to, you have to take us both." So they dropped 2 of their players that they've been teaming with all year and picked me and my boy up. And then our first event together, we go to ETG and we drive all the way from Indiana to New York, get DFR'd by Marco Stallion.
Oh yeah. How long was that drive, bro?
It's fucking 16, 17 hours. Something
Dude, that shit
crazy.
must have been pain, and the drive back must have hurt more. It must have been a quiet ass 12 hours.
So that was my first event ever taking Adderall. And
Oh fuck.
up until this event, like I was a good kid. I didn't drink really. I just smoked a little bud, but like just casually. And then my
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
teammates all took Adderall like it was candy. And I was
Oh
like, oh, okay,
fuck.
whatever. So we're in this big ass mall because that's where ETG used to host their events,
Uh-huh.
and we just got rounded, and I'm fucking off the bean, just talking my fucking teammates' ear off. I think we walked around the fucking mall, which was like 5 stories for like 5 hours. I'm not even kidding. And just talked about literally nothing. I don't even remember what the conversation was about, but that was like
So
one of the more fun events getting DFO'd.
yeah, it's the first one, man. Always gonna remember that one. Damn, 12 hours. Shit. So like, okay, fast forward back to when you're 18.
Yep.
You feel me? What was your first like actual like major? I guess you would say, right? Like your first
I,
professional tournament.
so here's the thing, bro. I hated majors. Like I was really against, like fuck the man type fucking attitude.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And I didn't want to go to majors. I was like, there's no point. I was like, I'm never gonna go pro. I have way more fun at locals. And
Yeah.
at this point, I kind of grew a name for myself to be like the fat
Fucked up.
dude that just takes his shirt off, talks a lot of shit. So like, no one was taking me serious anyway.
You think so?
No, yeah, bro. I would walk into the venue and people would laugh at me, like to my face.
And like during that time in that moment, like what were your emotions like?
I was like, damn, I really fucked my stock up because uh, the first couple events I was getting like top 12, top 8, like locals that I went to. But I was
Yeah.
talking shit to everybody, every kill, every life. I didn't give a fuck if I was getting shit on. I was talking shit. So that's how I grew my brand because I was like, I want to be different. I don't know.
Yeah,
I was like,
exactly.
all
Stick
these
out.
guys have been grinding for years. They've gone nowhere. I was like, how can I differentiate myself from just fucking going to land, getting shit on, and going home and gaining nothing, right?
Yeah.
So step one was getting good with the organizers. So I got in
Mm.
really good with like AJ Quattro, Pathfinder from CLT, Esports Midwest, if you remember that.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking that guy.
Yep.
The guys at MES, like Cinch, like I was like, all right, I'm gonna build
FAB,
a
yo.
repertoire with these guys first. So I went to every event. I'd walk up to the organizer, I'd be like, hey, my name's Lucas. Nice to meet you. Like, really, thank you for putting the event on. Whatever. Follow me on Twitter, right? That was step one. Step two is like, all right, piss everybody off, but funny. So maybe they want to follow me on Twitter, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'd take my shirt off. I would fucking make jokes. Even if our team was down like 250 to 100, bro. I was talking shit. And one time, my first time going viral, I talked shit to Lloydster and Fire 40. And
Yeah.
we lost, whatever. But I was like talking, I was cooking them, and he was standing. They were all standing up yelling at me like 5-on-1, and I was just talking shit. And then that was my first time going viral, and I got like I don't know 1,000, 1,500 followers off that. And I was like,
Holy
oh
shit.
shit, I made it,
I
you know.
guess it works, yeah.
So that was like what I did, and I never after that I was like fuck majors. Like people that win majors don't even get this many followers. Like there's people back then winning majors that had like 800 followers, and I had more than them.
Yeah. And you ain't
Not
with
that
shit.
followers are everything, but to me at that time, like coming up, I was like, numbers are everything.
It didn't add up to you. Yeah, I get you. I 100% get you, bro.
So yeah, major thing, that was just never my gig.
That's that's what's up. I ain't gonna lie. Like, do you think like okay, let's just say you say your reputation, you hurt your stock a lot with that character. Do you think like how important do you think that like reputation is in the scene as far as like playing goes as a player? Like it's important,
Then,
right?
back then it was everything. Now it's nothing. No one gives a
Why
fuck
do
who
but
you are, bro.
why you say that? Is it do you think it's just based off of pro points?
Dude, I mean, all right. So here's like an example. My teammate Logan Prod, nastiest player I've ever played with in my entire life. He gets
Yeah.
shafted every single year when it comes to like people building rosters
Yeah.
and whatever. But he's disgusting, stupid, fucking passionate. Like this guy's quit his job to play the game at some points. Like missed prom in high school to go to events. Like this guy is stupid, fucking passionate. One of the best players I've ever seen in my life. I would vouch for him for anything forever. He never got a shot on a good team, ever, and he never will. It doesn't make any sense.
You don't like have any like you don't think like there's a reason why, or do you think it's just that's just the community?
It's because of me, bro. Because he teamed and won with me.
So do you? Oh, so you're saying that your stock also hurt people around you, like per
Yeah. So
se,
when
your
we were
teammate?
winning, like not to fast forward in the timeline or anything, but when
Oh,
we were
good.
winning events, people were discrediting. I mean, me for sure. They were like, "Oh, he got carried," because I was surrounded by really good players.
Yeah,
He's like, he got carried, and then when because Logan had won other lands before, like he won CLT without us. He won another CLT in MW 2019 with like John and fucking B Nelly Nelson,
yeah,
and but it always just like, oh, you teamed with Cheeto? Nah, we don't want to play with you. Like that guy's a joke type shit.
yeah. And so,
And
what do
that
you think? Would like he would go like okay per se? He would try and ask. The first thing that they would think of him is you.
uh like the first thing people would think of him.
Yeah, like as opposed to TV.
I mean, people. Well, here's the thing: at events, people would always gas him for being having a nasty shot. Good comms. He played fundamentally correct. Like every fucking play he made was always 100% right.
Yeah,
It didn't matter because he teamed with me and that was it. Which I feel so bad that I dragged his stock that far down. But I mean, we were winning, so it's weird.
yeah, definitely a weird situation for sure. So, like, okay, at what point after that did you decide like, okay, I want to host tournaments? Like, what was your first tournament? Like, what led you to that to hosting? Your first tournament, the events prior.
So BO4 and MW 2019, my team of five pretty much won everything. Like all the locals we went to, we pretty much won. Or we got second to Sib and fucking Mac. The 1 year they're too young to go to the league. They're just shitting on us. I'd be like a 25-time land champ if they didn't go to locals
Yeah, damn.
again.
What the fuck?
So I'm getting first, second everyone I go to for like 2.5 years straight. Then COVID hits, and COVID, everything goes online, right? And I was working at
Yeah,
Target at the time. I don't know, some bullshit ass job, and they closed my department, fired me. I got on
damn.
I got
Word.
on unemployment, so I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm just gonna hunker down, save money for a PC. And I was like, how can I do that? And there was this guy. His name's I2 Dreamy. He's not that good of a player. He never really was. But he's like, let's host an event. Oh no, back it up. So he wanted to start like this thing called the Wunga Gang. That was gonna be like a fan club for me. He
Yeah,
started it. Started Twitter. Had like 250 followers. A bunch of people had hashtag Wunga Gang in their bio. And then
yeah, I remember that. Yep.
he's like, I want to host a tournament. So he hosted like a free entry 1v1 tournament,
Oh,
and it got, I don't know, like 10 people joined, and then there's like one really good player that joined, and he just dominated everybody.
yeah,
And
easy
he's
buddy.
he's like, bro, I want to do it again, but I don't want good players to enter because most people that are in the Wonga gang, they're not that good. Like they're just casual gamers.
Player. Yeah, exactly.
I was like, okay, so let's do a restricted tournament, and we'll call it low tier. He's like,
Okay.
okay. So I hosted a 4v4 variant low tier, and I contacted a company called Sizzle Popcorn to sponsor like a bag of popcorn to the MVP of whoever won. It was
How did
ten
you
bucks.
how did you come across that specifically?
So they were coming up, and I had like, I don't know, like 6K at the time, and they were pretty small. They had like 200 followers, and I just saw randomly in my recommended like Sizzle Popcorn. So I was like,
Yeah,
okay, bet. So I reached out and I was like, hey, long shot. I was like, I'm gonna host my first tournament. I was like, even if it flops, my tweets alone, because I was getting like 3 million impressions a month at this time.
oh shit. Yeah, that's a
So I sent
lot.
him my impressions. I was like, look, here's what I can bring you in front of your brand. I was like, even if it flops, like it's just a bag of popcorn. I think it was like $12 or whatever the fuck, like nothing crazy. They're like, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So they sent me their logo. I slapped it on a fucking thing. Tweeted out it's $10 to enter, and it was 100% payout. I got 104 teams
Holy fuck.
in MW 2019, so it's 5v5. That's
Yeah.
500 motherfuckers playing the tournament.
Okay, so when that happened, bro, you looked at it like when you posted it and you looked at the numbers, like older, like how did you like? Because I would have been like, what the fuck? Like, damn, that shit's
Well,
crazy as fuck.
so my boys at the time were like, "Ah, you shouldn't do this," you know, like you're just gonna
Yeah,
waste your time, type shit.
yeah,
I was like,
time and
okay,
money.
I'm gonna make sure I don't waste my time. So people were tweeting for scrims all the time at that time. So I literally typed in Team Scrim on Twitter, went to recent, sent the tweet to every single person that was tweeting Team Scrim for like
Yeah,
a week straight. Every person that quote tweeted a tournament, sent it to them. Every person that was in group chats for like scrims, sent it to them. I think I had everybody in the fucking community playing that shit. And the restriction was like you just couldn't have won a LAN, and you couldn't have placed like top 8 in the most recent cup. So it wasn't that restricted, but I think Wiz ended up winning the first one. But it was like Wiz, Killfeed, fucking those guys, Trench Unit, and they won the first tournament. So I was like, damn. And they texted me like, yo, even though the shit went to 7 a.m. the next day, like that was fun. You should do this again. So I was like, okay. And then there was a bunch of tournaments at the time, like organizers that were hosting, and they were getting like 10, 15 teams. And the second I hosted that tournament, they're all reaching out. They're like, hey, let's collab, let's collab. I was like, nah, fuck all y'all. I'm sticking to
he's like,
myself.
I'm doing me and my thing. Yeah, that's what's up,
Y'all
bro.
wanted nothing to do with me when I was nothing. Like, y'all ain't gonna get nothing off me now that I'm something. So I made a
Yeah,
tweet and I was like, anybody that plays in anyone else's tournaments cannot play in mine. And that was it. Fucking like 5 organizers closed their Twitters like overnight, pretty much.
get the fuck out
And
of here for real.
yeah, so there was like A2M events. There was AGN was hosting events. I knew Quattro a little bit, but I still restricted like people that played in his couldn't play in mine.
Oh
There's also something
shit.
called like Challengers Path. They were hosting events, and then I was also competing at the time, so I was playing in other people's events, just not my own. And I was winning all
Yeah,
their events because no one could play in them because they were all playing in mine. So it was low key kind of smart because I was winning all their events because all the good players were playing in mine, and then no one was playing in theirs because they couldn't play in mine.
yeah, exactly.
I was
Yeah,
making
that was a good
stupid
move.
fucking money, bro.
I fucking bet. That sounds yeah.
I was making dumb fucking money at that time.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Cool.
after the first tournament, I made that tweet. All the organizers quit. My next tournament, I was like, I don't want to oversaturate the market, so I'm just gonna host one tournament a week. I was like, but I gotta bump the buy-in because I need to make a little money off this. So I bumped it up to like $20, and then COD agent reached out to me. They were just starting. They had like 600 followers, and they're like, hey, we want to sponsor you. We'll pay you X amount a month if you retweet our tournaments once a day, and we'll promote yours on our site. Or no, they didn't have a site yet. They're like, well, we'll promote yours on our page. I was like, okay. I mean, I was getting a bag from them, so they would post a tournament, I'd retweet it. They'd get like 5, 6 teams, and then they get their logo on my shit. So
Yeah.
every time I tweeted, me and COD Agent were like one and the same.
Uh-huh.
And then I don't know, 5 or 6 tournaments in, there was this company called Esports Life, which was just an org. They reached out to me and they're like, hey, we love what you're doing. We want to sponsor the MVP prize moving forward. I was like, oh, bet. Like, what are y'all thinking, bro? They sponsored gaming chairs, headsets, controllers. Like,
The
that's what
whole
really
everything.
that's what really
Shit.
boosted my shit to the next level. So
Like
every time somebody
yeah.
won, there not only was a cash prize, but there was an incentive for the MVP.
Uh-huh.
And back in the day, like before Hold Shift was big, before Visions was big, before McCormill was big, before Proper was big, they were all casting my events, and I was
Yeah, I
producing them.
remember. Hell yeah, I remember Cornmeal. Damn, yeah, I remember when he was passing back then too, gang.
They were all coming up, and they were all reaching out to me. They're like, "Hey, I want to cast your events. Like your events look cool." And Hold Shift reached out to me for like a. This is way in the future a little bit. I'm getting ahead of myself, but like there's a World War II throwback, and had like 70 teams, and Rocker entered. Like when they had Sean or not Shawnee, fucking Alex on the team,
Yeah.
and so they entered, and then Heretics entered. Like fucking Real, fucking I don't even know. Like the whole Spanish team entered, So finals was Heretics versus Rocker. I had like 900 viewers, and I didn't pay proper Envisions anything because they just volunteered, and that was
Yeah.
like their first time like debuting on my stream.
Damn.
So not only did I corner the market in tournaments, I was the only organizer doing production with casting, and on top of that, I had MVP prizes, which was like literal chairs, controllers, shit that was like $300-400. People that you couldn't really get by yourself unless you had money.
Yeah.
So that's what really boosted the tournaments. And that was like middle of MW 2019, 2020 ish, like peak COVID. That's when I started hosting.
So, do you remember your first event? Yeah, of course you do.
Like first LAN I hosted.
Yeah, land host. Yeah, you hosted ever.
So funny story. There's an event in Cold War, so I wanted to be the first LAN outside of COVID. The second Texas lifted their mask restriction and their capacity restriction, I started contacting venues. So I reached out to a bunch of venues, and there was one in Sugarland, Texas. I was like, yeah, let's do it. The venue was dope. It was on like a second floor of a strip mall. And they're like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. So I made a tweet. I was like, LAN is back. Holy fuck. I had like 60 people tweeting at me saying that I was going to cause people to die and I should kill my, whatever. Like, I was like, COVID is coming down. They lifted
Yeah.
restrictions for a reason. Like, the amount of new cases in the United States has come down like 70%. I was like, get off my dick. So half the community was like, fuck this guy, and the other half was like, fuck yeah, this is dope. And I was so nervous that hosting this was just gonna flop. So me and Dylan Chambers, I don't know if you remember that guy.
No, not really.
Dylan Chambers he was streaming at the time, and I reached out to him. I was like, look, I have a plan. I want to do this. And he's like, yeah. So we started a company. It was called E Zone. Yeah, this is where shit gets crazy. So we started a company called COD Zone Media, and we sold some equity to COD Agent just because those were my boys. And then Reform was starting a league called NYLL Events, which is like New York Land League. And I hit him up. I was like, look, we're gonna start a league the same dates. So I was like, we already had this planned. We're trying to raise money for this land. Do you just want to come under our brand and do it? Like, our brand had like 2K followers. He had like 200. He's like, yeah, for sure. So he comes under the thing. My dumbass shares the bank account information with him, Twitter information, everything. Like, I thought we were in this together. So it was me, him, and Dylan Chambers. And then we put on the event, or we tweet out the event goes well. Like, we sold like 54 passes before we capped it off. And then 2 weeks before the event, my dumbass goes and cheats in a free XP when I'm high as fuck at like 4 in the morning. Like, I was hacking.
Like hacking.
Hacking, like walling, aimbot, the whole nine.
In the league, bro?
No, it was a free XP like on GB.
Oh, yeah. Damn. I think I remember that too. I think it was the whole thing on Twitter.
Yeah, no money was involved. It was just virtual XP. And we were playing with some IRLs. I was high as fuck. We gave them the win. Like, we thought it was over. Next day, front page news, bro. I'm cheating. Jake. It gets picked up by everybody.
So what was your state of mind like? And the next morning, when you peep your phone, you got like 1,000 fucking tweets at you.
First thing, I'm locked out of the Twitter for COD Zone. The bank account information's changed.
Damn, it was quick.
They made a post saying that they released me from the company. I lost all my brand deals, probably like 30 grand worth of brand deals. I lost the org I was under. I lost my monthly stipend to all these companies I was working with. I probably lost like 70, 80 grand overnight. And I was like, fuck. But at this point, I was kind of burned out on the scene anyway. Like, I'd already won a bunch of events. I'd already hosted a bunch of tournaments. Yeah, the lands were the next step, but I was like, fuck, do I even really want to do this? Like, I should go back to college, do something more sustainable, whatever. So I privated my Twitter, and I just fucking went ghost for a while. And then, I go to the lands. So I already had my ticket for the event, right? It was like
Yeah.
2 weeks out. I was like, fuck it, I'm
Uh,
still gonna go. And I tweeted for a team. I was like, hey, anyone want to play? So it was like me, OGBY, Jaden, Shenko, and J Ray from the box. We show up to the event. We get like top 6. We lose to Stun a Goat, and that's when I get on Barstool. So Barstool picks up 2 clips, or actually it was 3 clips. So one clip was me yelling at Fastballo when we beat him to qualify for Sunday. And then the next clip is D Rose and Stunigo yelling at me when they sent me home. And then the next clip is Hypno running through the venue, knocking down a monitor and breaking it when he was going to talk shit to Mamba Bighead. And it's all over Barstool. So I was like, shit, let me come back. So I unprivate my Twitter for a little bit
that's crazy.
just to see like what's popping, right? And it
Yeah.
kind of, like, me getting canceled for cheating kind of disappeared for a little bit. And then like Barstool picked it up, and I had an interview with Barstool. It was nuts. They called me like Bagel Bites Boy. Had like 2 million impressions.
Holy shit.
It was fucking nuts. But yeah, that was my first event.
That is fucking crazy. That was your first event as a LAN host. Would you? Okay, so like, as far as like managing it and doing the like dirty work, is it hard? How difficult is it? Like, would you say?
It's not hard. Let me backtrack real quick. If you Google Bagel Bites shirt, go to images. I'm like
Oh,
the fucking 12th photo. Anyways,
damn.
but fucking, it's not hard. It's just hard to set up. Like finding a venue that you want to work with, right? So if you find a venue that wants to do like a rev share, or they just care about the community, that's dope. But if you find a venue that wants to rent out the whole spot and they're just in it for money, you get kind of fucked.
Yeah.
So that's the most difficult thing, is just finding people to work with, and then finding people to put in some money, because there's no money in this shit. Like hosting lands, there's no money at all.
Yeah.
I think last year, me and my partner now, we probably hemorrhaged like $4,000 hosting events.
So do you think all the money is in the viewership?
Well, that's the thing. So casters, like the A tier casters, right, like proper or whatever, they want like $600 a day, and I'm
Oh
like,
shit.
if I give you that, I don't even make that hosting the whole event. Like
Yeah,
if
that's
I give you
crazy.
$1,200 to cast
That's for two
for
days.
2 days, like I don't even make that on ads. I don't make that on subs. I don't make that. I'll never make that back. And
That's
I tried to
fucking
explain that
insane.
to them. I was like, I'll pay you 150, $200 max. Like I'll take a loss, but 600 is insane. And people don't realize that, like, our production level now is way better than it was back in the day. But we're paying like $500 an event for that. Casters, admins, flights, hotels, trophies, fucking lanyards for the event, all the promotional content, like the banners for the event, like getting a photographer out there, a videographer, people to make videos, take photos, edit. Dude, by the time we're through that, like, paying myself is a fucking fever dream.
Damn. That's crazy. That's it. That's damn, bro.
The
I
hardest
never
thing of
thought
an
of it
event is
that way,
just
bro.
staying awake. Like,
Yeah.
people take photos of me sleeping at events all the time, because by the time I've not only have I put in 250 hours of calls and meetings leading up to the event, now I have to be there from 7:30 in the morning till 1 a.m. 3 days in a row to put on the event, deal with some dumbass fucking questions about when do I play, what's the stream, a bunch of dumb shit. And then you got to deal with even dumber motherfuckers that have no idea what the fuck anything is, ending the game because somebody used a GA or whatever. And oh man, like I said, by the time the weekend's over, like I'm ready to never host again.
That's how it be sometimes, gang. That's crazy. Speaking
Like
of hosting the,
it's fun when I'm there, you know.
no, I get you, but when you get home and shit, you be tired as fuck. You be like, man, that shit
I
not
sleep for
it.
like 2 days straight, bro.
But so, like speaking of like hosting events and the difficulty of it, like, okay, what do you think can be improved right now as far as like calendars? Because I know you went to Dallas, right, bro? So like, I don't know if you were there for the whole event. I don't know if you were there if you watched all the challengers matches, but in one of those days, bro, it was at like 3 a.m. Like, have you ever had a
Yeah.
tournament run that late?
So my first or my second LAN that I hosted, because after E Zone got stolen from me, I was like, "Fuck it, I'm done." But
Yeah,
then people are reaching out to me. They're like, "Oh, Reform's running the worst events I've ever seen in my life. Like, we need y'all to come back because they're the only local hoster right now. Quattro had a baby. Like, he quit. Esports Mode West got canceled for being a racist. Fucking CLT Pathfinder went to only host for high schools. So like, there was literally nothing else. There was
yeah,
AFD, which was terrible, and E Zone, which was terrible. So people that still followed me because my Twitter was still private were reaching out to me. They're like, "Yo, you got to come back. Like, we need you." I was like, "Okay."
mm,
So I unprivated, made a tweet just to see if I still had some clout, and bro, it blew up. Like people were like, "Yeah, you got to come back." So I hosted an event, like online tournament, just to get my foot wet, and then I found a venue in Indianapolis. His dude, this guy was so dope. I'm so sad they closed. He's like, yeah, let's do a rev share. My wife owns a print shop. Like, I print everybody T-shirts that buy a team pass. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, dope. So I tweeted a 16 team, or no, it's supposed to be an 8 team, low tier, 1 day event in Indianapolis.
mm,
And then I accidentally sold 12 passes because I'm really bad at keeping track of shit, or at least I was back then. So 12
yeah,
teams show up, and we only had 2 stations, bro. 16 PCs total. All the PCs had different specs. There's all different monitors. It was a shit show, low key. But people had fun. Like people had a blast. Some people are like, "Oh, yeah, that was my favorite event." And we started at 7 a.m. on a Saturday, and we didn't win. Like grand finals wasn't until 6 a.m. the next day.
6 a.m. the next day for an 18 event.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
I really fucked that up. That was a wake up call, and I tweeted. I was like, "Look, um, like that was hella unhealthy for the players. I apologize. Like I'll do better, you know."
Yeah, yeah. Damn.
So this was a tweet exactly. I said, "Events should never run this late into the night. I feel so guilty for letting that happen and promoting this unhealthy ass lifestyle gamers have. I promise the next one will be better, no matter what. No more 6 a.m. champs tweets. I'm sorry to the homies in finals. I'll do better next time." And a bunch of people are like, appreciate you taking accountability, whatever. And then the venue even responded. He's like, "That's on us too, man. Like we got a little lit. Like he was passing out beers at like fucking 3 a.m.
Oh, this. He
Like
like,
we were,
that's why
we
we
were,
not getting through. Nah.
yeah, we were having fun. Like it was fun. But yeah, no, 6 a.m. the next day was completely unacceptable. But that was my first like solo event where, as most people think, you can just show up to a venue and just sit there and fucking wait for the event to end. Nah, you have to actually implement a schedule, all this
Yeah,
shit. Like
practice it. It's a lot of mini work in there. Like a lot
a
of
lot of
homework and
bullshit. Yeah.
yeah. In between it's not as easy as it comes or as they think. I was gonna say, bro, because uh like Challengers had like I don't know how many teams. I think it was like I don't know 80 teams, right? Dallas 70
Yeah.
teams, some shit like that, and it ran till 3 a.m. Like, did you have an issue with just this initial setup, or do you think it was just poor management?
So for my event, it was just poor management. But for Dallas, it was just miscommunication. Like I just worked for Optic, at the Halo event, and a couple of people that admin that event were there, and they just told me like, there's a company called Esports Engine that runs everything pretty much,
Mhm.
and he's like, well, they couple admins thought it was supposed to be best of fives for round one, and a couple admins thought it was supposed to be best of three. So by the time we got through like half the round one, thinking it was best of five, we're 3 hours behind. And then they changed it from best of five to best of three for when it's round two, which was unfair.
Yeah, I think so too.
And then by the time they got through that, and the stations kept going down, they said that the hotel lied about how many circuits they had. So
Mhm.
they hooked up everything based on like, oh, this outlet and this outlet are on different circuits, so you can hook up four
This
computers on a
amount, yeah.
whatever. And that's why half the stations went down because their circuits were wired bad, and then the internet kept going out. And on day one, like they got there, and all the games had to be updated. So I mean, it was just a bunch of miscommunication, I think, on their end between the admins and esports engine. But yeah, I mean, a major should never last that long, and definitely shouldn't have different rounds for different like best of three, best of five. So
No, yeah, for sure. I agree with you on that one, bro. Um, I had another question here. I was gonna say, do you think esports specifically, like Call of Duty, do you think it's a good business venture, or do you think like it's not really like a good like business investment as far as like parking your money or trying to, you
fuck
know?
no,
No,
this
right?
shit
That's
is a
just
money
fun.
pit. It's a money pit for players because they live an unhealthy lifestyle. They're scrimming 2, 5, 7. You can't have a job. You just can't. And then orgs are full funding teams that get top 32, or they're full funding teams that get like top 16 at a local. Like regardless, local or major, you're still not getting paid either way. Like so,
As an
orgs,
org owner, yeah,
yeah.
right.
So orgs are throwing thousands of dollars at players that don't deserve it. Players are lying to orgs to get this thousands of dollars because they can't hold a job because the ecosystem in esports right now is so fucked with the scrim schedule. And then as an
Yeah,
organizer, there's also no money in it at all because there's no sponsors, there's no major companies that are throwing any money at COD. Like when's the last time you saw a major company enter COD? Like MW
yeah,
2019, they came out with Mountain Dew Game Fuel because that's how big the fucking CWO was.
yeah.
Now there's nothing. Like what companies are there anymore? Like there's no BenQ sponsor. There's no like besides Scuff and Astro and Turtle Beach, like that have been there from the start. There's nothing. So there's no money for the organizers, and there's no money for the players because they can't get jobs. The orgs are throwing thousands of dollars. I've seen so many AM orgs come and go. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I know a lot. I was just As I was doing my research, bro, I was just looking through, and there was a lot of old organizations, but really good top ones. I remember at the time, and it's like kind of look back at their profiles, like skeleton bodies. Like, damn, gang, like they used to be here and then they left. It's crazy because they used to have everything on point. You know. Speaking of
Yeah,
like, oh, go ahead, bro.
nah, bro. One example that blew my mind. There's this org called Shady Kings. I don't even remember them.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking, they won 2 challengers opens. They had Brack on the roster. They won 2 challengers opens. Plus they won 3 locals in the same year, and they closed their doors because they didn't have any more money. So
And then
an
with two
org
opens, it's fucking crazy. What the fuck?
and they're winning the Challengers Cups, like the weekly Challengers Cups that were back in the day, and
Yeah,
they didn't have enough money to stay open. That when they closed their doors, I was like, yeah, this community's fucked.
that's and like player wise, do you think it's worth pursuing as a career, or do you think now there's a slimmer chance as opposed to like back then maybe there was a better chance of getting, you know,
Well,
like getting paid for the cost?
back then it made more sense, right? Because there's actual like a true path to pro. If you played well at the open events, you got to play against the pro players. Now it's just there's nothing. You win a challengers fucking event, and the CDL teams are just looking at who won, who had the best KD, and that's who they're picking up. They don't give a
Yeah,
single fuck about anything else. If you fit the role and you fit their what they need, that's it.
in terms of trying to get picked up at like by the CDL, do you think like players should pursue content on the side? Do you think that like slightly impacts like let's just say a player who has who a streamer who has a lot of viewers, and they have like a fan base around them, little fan base and shit. Do you think they're more likely to get picked up as opposed to a player of the same skill without without a fan base? Do you think that has like like a factor into that say so?
Bro, I could count on my left hand how many top challengers players outside of Optic that stream, or not top challengers, top pros that stream outside of Optic
Hmm.
and have an actual like true brand. It's not that many. Like, if I was in the league, I'd be streaming everything. I don't give a fuck. I'd be streaming myself just sitting there fucking talking,
Yeah, right. That's what I'd be thinking, bro.
uploading YouTube videos of scrims or whatever. I'd even like start a cameo. Like, these guys don't have the drive because they think, oh my god, this bro. Not to fucking get on a tangent, but I just talked to this guy. His name's Alumnite. He was a Halo pro back in like 2008. I
Hmm.
met him at the Halo major, and I asked him, I was like, how did you stay relevant? Like, what did you do in your career? Because he was like a top 6, top 8 pro. Like, he never really eclipsed top 4. He never won anything. But this dude's walking around in like Louis Vuitton bags and nice ass car. And I was like, you got that from gaming? He's like, no, I just thought ahead. He's like, I wish somebody would have told me back in the day to push out content. He's like, that's all I did. I started streaming. I started uploading YouTube videos, just talking, analyzing the game. I became a coach. He's like, that's all I did. And then I took my money and I had all these connections with players, and I reached out to companies. And he works for fucking BenQ now, like as a partnerships thing, because
Damn,
he got in good with all the orgs and all the players, so he knew who to talk to on the gaming side. So now he works for gaming partnerships.
that's
And I
crazy. Yeah,
and he's like, I got that all just from doing content. Like, I never was the best pro. Like, I never was gonna win anything. I still got my whatever, but I knew I'd be better at making content. So that's what he did. He made content. He coached. He fucking reached out to all these companies. Did this, and that. Like, everything outside of while being a pro. But he knew he was never gonna be like one of the greats, like formal.
yeah.
So the bottom like 6 CDL teams, who streams? No, none of them fucking stream. Like, maybe Purge, but he's in the top 4 now. Like, when's the last time you saw any like Real or fucking Super Stream or someone
No,
like
I
that?
haven't seen anyone stream. Yeah, not a lot of pro stream. I would say.
Yeah, like,
Do you think?
unless
Do
you're
you
on
think?
Optic or Phase, like, that's it.
Do you think? Like, so you don't think challenger players should try and pursue content? And I'm saying, like, if they build a fan base, will they get picked up more? Are they more likely to get picked up in the league?
I think Khan was a really good example of what you should be doing. So he has a job. He maintains his job. I don't know what he does, but I know he has a job. And then
Yeah.
he also has his partnership. So he's like a partner with 1v1 me. He streams everything he does, scrims, whatever. And he
Mhm.
averages good viewers, like 20, 30, whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, he he does TikToks, like he does TikTok dances. He at events he's really personable. He'll talk to anybody about anything. He'll give coaching tips, suggestions. Like, he's a really down to earth fucking guy.
Hmm.
And he's doing it right. Like, outside of him, no one, like, there was no streams for the Challengers finals for
Yeah.
online.
Yeah, it's
Hack
crazy.
wasn't streaming, Arceus wasn't streaming, Standy wasn't streaming, Johnny wasn't streaming. None of them were fucking streaming.
Was this Call of Duty streaming? No, right?
No. So CDC Intel was streaming, but they're European, so they only cover pretty much up until a certain point, and then they get time changes come into effect, and they have to give it to somebody else or whatever. But like, we couldn't watch the grand finals of our own esport because the players refused to stream. How fucking stupid is that?
That's crazy. Yeah. Wow.
How the fuck do you ever expect to get picked up or grow or anything in this scene? Grow the scene, not even just for them, but for everybody else. And not, we can't watch it. Like,
It's entertainment. You feel me?
we
Yeah.
can't
You're gonna get
experience
viewers.
it with them. We can't triumph with them or whatever. We can't do anything. because we can't fucking watch it because they refuse to stream. I don't get it.
And you don't have you don't think like what do you think is their reason behind that?
Well, they say they don't want to give up strats or whatever, which I get, I guess. But at which point does that excuse not become enough anymore?
Do you think COD like in general is dying? Like as far as like well more specifically the AM scene. Do you think it's getting chopped every year, year by year?
Dude, there was a screenshot I saw for MLG Vegas BO4. There's 272 teams of 5 players. There's 47 teams attending Miami.
Yeah.
How the fuck in less than 5 years has our scene went from, let me just do the math real quick, 1,300 players attending LAN. Now that's not counting the online cups, because online we used to have like 1,000 teams of
Yeah.
5. To now where we have 47 teams attending majors, and there's less players. We went from 1,300 players to 200 attending majors in less than 5 years.
Damn, in less than 5 years. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of drop. That's a big drop.
That's at least 90%, 80%.
And do you think like it's completely Call of Duty's fault, or do you think
Oh
like the
yeah, it's
end scene like the
100% Call of Duty's fault.
okay,
They closed
damn,
off the path to pro. They
yeah,
changed the CDL fucking thing from being able to qual for pools to play pro teams, and then they all these watch parties and all the restrictions they have on like players and people can't stream during the matches that nobody wants to watch, and unless you have approval and all this other dumbass shit. And then they brought on Face It, which has no idea what COD is or fucking does, how it works. No, they brought in a bunch of admins that are fucking clueless, and you see it every other day. A new screenshot from a Face It admin that doesn't understand what the problem is or how to fix it. So their instant thing is just, oh well, we're just gonna force with the other team.
damn.
So
That is
there's no growth anymore. There's no point.
your advice to future players would be what? Run,
Quit.
quit.
Move to a different esport.
It's a different
It's just
esport. Okay.
it's as pointless as it comes, bro.
So what you think about Halo? You think that's a good sport to like transition to? Do you think they got a like cool little fan base or a cool little circuit?
I think it's easier to go pro in Halo than it would be in COD, but just because there's a better path. But I wouldn't say Halo is better than COD as it is right now. If I was anyone, I'd go to fucking Valorant, CS:GO, Rocket League. I would fuck off anywhere else than COD, and I would go to college. Like, if anyone coming up, like we didn't have these opportunities when we were fucking 18. I would have went to college for sure. My
Yeah.
high school has an esports program now. I begged for them
Holy
to have one when I
shit.
was there.
How salty were you, bro? I would have been mad as fuck.
I applied to be the coach.
Oh, we're recently?
Nah, like 5, 6 years ago when they opened it up, but I didn't get the job.
Damn. That's
But
good.
like,
I'm sorry to hear that,
my
so
recommendation is literally just go to college and play college esports. There's no point to continue in an ecosystem that one doesn't support you at
yeah,
all. As
yeah.
unhealthy, and they promote the unhealthy lifestyle. Like they're like, yeah, fucking scrim from 2 to 10 every day, and go nowhere and get top 32 and play for virtual points and keep paying all this crazy ass money. On top of that, the team passes have gone up. Like back in
Like
the
a
day, they were
motherfucker.
300
Yeah.
bucks for a team of 5. Now they're 480 for a team of 4, and you can't even watch the fucking major.
You can't even do you gotta buy the ticket separate. Gotcha,
You gotta buy a
man.
separate fucking ticket. How
That
fucking
is
stupid
true.
is that? How disrespectful is that? They're like, yeah, our ecosystem and challengers, we don't give a single fuck about y'all. Not only is our team pass price more, the prize pool is less. It's 150 grand less than it was 5 years ago, and the pass price is more.
That's crazy. Yeah, the downfall of college is just on paper you can see it. Right. That's fucked
And
up.
they don't pay out in a timely manner. Some people are still waiting to get paid out from like cup number 3, bro. Like, how insane is that? you if you had bills like back in the day, we used to go to events, and if we didn't place the money, we couldn't get home.
Yeah,
Like you had to we had to get paid cash at that event,
right there. Oh
or we were
shit!
walking home. Like that was it.
Oh, imagine. Oh yeah, we'll pay you in 2 months. Oh, I'll be blue as hell. What? What you mean?
Winning a major and not getting paid out for 4 months for like 12, 15 grand, whatever, and if players are actually relying on that because they don't do content, there's no other revenue stream other than winning tournaments because they're fucking
Yeah,
stupid.
yeah.
Like, oh man, it just gets me so riled up, bro.
I think they should, bro. I think they should pursue content too, man. I think it's a good choice while you're at it, especially at the top, like 16. I say. Um, I was gonna
Uh,
say, bro, like how much different is Halo from Call of Duty? Hosting
so
that
when
whole event, and just experiencing it, compare the two. Like, and what do you think? Like, Halo has a healthier environment, or do you think
so you have way
like
more
equivalent?
accessibility to the top AMs and the pros in Halo. Like they'll just play
Yeah,
eights in random discords. I'll see Spartan or fucking Lucid and just random like community eights lobbies. Like top pros, they're placing like top forward events just in random fucking eights discords, just playing eights. And
murking
that's
everybody.
yeah. I mean, yeah, but they're still like teaching you the game. Like I think my third or fourth day, like trying to compete in Halo. This was way back, like 4 years ago. Fucking, I was playing alongside Spartan, which is like at the time was on United, and he was just teaching me the game like for free. He was
Yeah,
giving me strats. He was telling me how to do certain jumps. Like he was dictating the map, and I would play in there every night. And Formal joined, fucking APG, like Maniac was in there, like,
fuck. What the fuck?
and you can play with them like that. If you're good enough, they will pick you to play. They don't just pick the people they know. If you shit on somebody in the lobby before, they'll pick you to play with them, which is crazy. And like at the event, they're all just walking around the venue. Like now, if Scump was walking around the venue, like nobody would get anything done. But like if Purge or RC's are walking through the venue, yeah, maybe 20 people stop and get a photo. But like that, you know what I mean? Like it's a little different.
I guess so. No, one
And
hundred
the
percent.
spectator experience is, I think, better for Halo than COD just because the games are better. Like the game is 5 years old and still better than COD ever will be.
That's
Dude, we
crazy.
watched so their grand finals are best of seven, and
Yeah.
I watched Formal 4-0 in the first series, then went to a game seven Slayer, the second series. It was like a 3.5 hour fucking grand finals, and people were cheering the entire time. And then afterwards, they walked through the venue and just talked to people. After they won, like they were just on they were on the couch with like Lethal and Maniac, and just there's a crowd right behind them, and they're just talking to people.
Holy shit. So you say they're a lot more in their environment,
Yeah, they
like
they
in their
care
in their
more.
community. Yeah, I get you.
Like they grow more. Like giving people access just to the people, would incentivize me to, do shit. But like, hey, for COD, if you go to a COD major, you'd be lucky to see fucking Hitch walking around.
Yeah, for sure, bro. I was gonna say, bro, if the opportunity ever arose to take over challengers, what would be your first step? Like in office, I guess you could say.
Firing Dan to say or Daniel Shea, whatever the fuck that dude's name is, the head of Challenger right now, fire him. That'd be my first step. And then
And
just
how would you approach this whole situation? Yep.
I would give I would plan it out way better because what we didn't get any information until January, right?
Yeah.
I would reach out to teams in the off season and just be like, "Hey, this is gonna be your major. You have to host a fucking challengers event, and it has to be inside the facility that you are hosting in, and it has to be X amount of money for that you guys either put up or whatever. And then
Mhm.
every challengers team or every pro team has to have a challengers team.
Every
Like,
protest. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about too. The only challengers team was what, Stallions and Falcons,
yeah,
right? That's insane. What the fuck? I remember when I'm pretty sure Optic had their challengers team, subliners, like, and what happened with subliners last year was fucking crazy too.
Oh
How
yeah,
they
two
just
weeks
dropped all their
or
players.
a week of the event,
Holy
they
shit!
scammed everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into that with Mamba in the next episode. But like, yeah, that's fucking wild as fuck, bro. That shit was crazy.
But yeah, I
Not gonna lie.
think mandating every pro team has a challengers team would grow the ecosystem overnight. You know, like
Yeah, for
actually giving
sure.
players, even let's say we set the minimum at like I don't know $1,000 a month, like $12,000 a year for an academy team,
Mhm.
like per player. Like even that's a little bit more sustainable than nothing.
Exactly. Yep.
And then if these watch parties want to get access to the be able to stream during the matches, they have to watch challengers too, bro. Like they have to stream the challengers finals. They have to, bring some challengers players in. We have to grow the community more than we are now. That would just be a couple things just off the top of my head.
Just yeah, first day in office. Not 100% on bro. We're in the system right now, bro. And that shit
Yeah.
don't look too cool. It's not ending soon. But I don't want to take up too much of your time, bro. So I'm gonna let you go. Appreciate you for coming on to the podcast, bro. It was dope having you as the guest. Appreciate you for being the second guest, bro. You have any words before we dip out?
Nah, man, I'm honored that you reached out to me. I haven't really done one of these ever, so this was cool. I appreciate you, and in the future, if you ever wanna bullshit again, I'm always interested. So
But appreciate it, gang. I'm gonna catch y'all later. Peace out, folks.
peace.
Damn, gang, what y'all think, folks? Oh, tweaked out, huh? Got this fat ass tablet and shit. I'm high as hell, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I was running out of questions. G, I'm looking at the time for what that shit going slow as hell. What the fuck? I already ran through 5 questions. It's 10:05. What the fuck? Holy shit. Half my list done. So I'm right here thinking, and the blunt not doing me no better. I'm right there just fucking getting high as fuck, forgetting shit. I'm just zoning out, not paying attention. I'm tweaking, whoa, what the fuck? Well, this shit hard as hell to do while smoking, gang. I'll be mad as hell. I'll be blue for. Ain't gonna lie. But y'all know what I'm gonna do right now, though, right? I'm gonna get high, go to sleep. I'm gonna catch up with y'all later, though, gang. Oh shit, my AirPod fell out.
Fuck you, bitch.
Catch y'all later.